in the list of teams that we are looking ahead to in terms of IPL preparation for 2024, today it's the turn of two-time winners in Kolkata Knight Riders, and because it's the Kolkata team, Shane, you introduce.
Well, as
I
we
think
said,
we can leave. Shane can take over. I'll get my evening nap. Shane,
you have an
goes
evening
on.
nap.
Yeah,
Afternoon naps.
evening also. Afternoon I missed.
Okay, interesting.
Shane,
No need to nap.
introduce the team, your team.
Yes, so Kolkata Knight Riders, two-time champions, although currently staring at a title drought stretching back, incidentally, 10 years. 2014 was the last time that
There are
KKR
teams
won
that
a
have
title.
seen much worse.
Yeah, of course, there are teams who haven't won it at all. I'm happy with being two-time champions, but of course, I think over years you've seen the team kind of try and build something, then tear it all apart, which partly is down to the nature of the beast, but we've still seen teams succeed during that era. And now I think finally over the past year or so, you've seen some building blocks put in place. And let's see now, let's make the 11. And I think for one, I think this is probably one of the easier 11s we'll have to pick. Not that much debate because it's a very settled looking squad.
Okay.
I'll agree with Shane. I'll agree with you. Speaking of building blocks, how does because this is something that happened, around the time that the auctions took place. Not something to do directly with the auction. You spoke of building blocks. Gautam Gambhir returning. Does that give an added boost?
It does, of course. I mean,
As a fan, let's say, forget the strategy part of it and everything. 10 years, as you said, to end that drought, do you need a character like him?
You do. You know why? Because KKR's management has been notoriously pretty, let's say, tough to deal with. They always have been. That's a historically recognized fact, and I'm saying it as a fan as well. Gambhir was someone who, more often than not, was very, very hard-headed with management. He would get his way with them.
Yes.
So you do need someone like him, and I'm not saying that Chandrakant Pandit is a pushover, but Gambhir is someone who does have a lot of clout, considering he was the captain of those two title-winning sides, comes back as a mentor, and has in the past talked a lot about pushing hard for certain players. One of them, incidentally, being Sunil Narine, someone who transformed the fortunes of the side. So I think having him back does give you that added boost. We know what a good job he did as far as team building was concerned with LSG. Yeah. So I think in the future, having him around, incidentally, he too was purchased during a mega auction 2011, and I think had a big input in the kind of squad that was made. So yeah, I'm happy that he's back.
Apologies, I was a bit disorganized with my team, and I thought I'd misplaced it, but I found it. It's there. All the research that went into
there's so much research for so many teams that it's just easy to make sheets at this point.
Yeah, I didn't even know if I'd carried the sheet, but I have found it. It is there, and because it's not easy to keep a tab on each team, and you tend to. All of us have one or two teams that we like. Yeah. If you're not a fan of it, one or two teams we like, we know we don't need to research much on. But the rest you have to, especially when you're going to be making the 11, as we've been doing throughout our build up to the IPL. You know the drill by now. You've seen enough of our episodes to understand what we do. We try and put together a likely 11. And the reason we do that is that helps us find out the strength and the weaknesses of a particular team. We also look at the bench strength, as well as what would be the ideal super sub if they were batting first, vis-a-vis bowling first. And if you've been a regular watcher, you know we hate this concept of super sub, but it is what it is, so you got to be picking the teams. Today it's the turn of Kolkata Knight Riders, Shane's very own team. It's given him immense joy on occasions, and also a lot of heartbreaks, more of heartbreaks than joy, I'm guessing, as is the case with most sporting teams.
Oh yeah, of course. There's no sporting team you supported wherein you're going to get more happiness than pain. Especially if you go by the length of how long tournaments go on.
Shreyas Iyer is back.
Big boost. Massive boost. I remember last year there was so much confusion trying to build a team without him there.
Yeah.
Plus, of course, your captain's back is always a
But our back's holding up because he played the Ranji Trophy. Just before that was iffy with the Test series.
In the final, he got a 95.
Cumulatively 100.
Right? Cumulatively 100.
No, but I hope see, that's one, and this is one weakness that you know about KKR, for which you don't even need to make the likely 11. And if you look at the SWOT analysis, strength, weaknesses, one we know 100% that exists with KKR is injury-prone squad.
Oh yeah.
They have an injury-prone squad. Many players that we will list out now, including the captain, and I agree with Shane that it's a big boost that he's come back. Why? We'll dwell on a little later. But it's an injury-prone squad. Lots of players that I can think of often get injured. Shreyas Iyer is one. You've got a Russell who gets injured very often.
Chakravarti.
You got Chakravarti who gets injured too. So plenty players that we'll be talking about who do get injured. Okay, so let's get down to it. In our likely 11, we try and form different formats. Sometimes it's one person who picks and the other, agree, disagree, whatever. But let's see as we go along what happens. Let's start with the openers. I think there may be a debate on that. I think so. Venkatesh Iyer is there.
Left field?
Yes.
Venkatesh Iyer.
Left field.
I don't know if it's left field.
I expect the KKR guy to be playing safe, and what we saw from last year, I don't think you're looking at any change.
So let's put the number one. Venkatesh Iyer,
Has
have
to
we
be
all
started.
got?
Has to be started.
Okay. I think the second opener, I may not be in agreement with what you guys pick.
Okay.
I have a feeling you've gone with Raymond Gurbaz.
Correct.
That is true.
I can guess who you're picking.
Yes.
Phil Salt.
Phil Salt.
I am going with Phil Salt. I have reasons for it because Gurbaz has had a very underwhelming IPL last time around.
Are you going by the 2 tons he scored last year at the end of last year against West Indies, Phil Salt?
No, Phil Salt overall, his performance, yes. But I'm going more because of not how good or bad Salt is, but how bad Raymondullah Gurbaz was, not just in the IPL, even recently. If you've seen him in T20 eyes, their team visited Indian shores. Before that, he was there for the World Cup. So he's been underwhelming all along in terms of his form. Last IPL, I took out his number. He got 227 runs in 11 innings that he played at an average of 20, which isn't great. I'll take that 20 if he's got 180 strike rate, but he's striking at 130, 133 and averaging 20 for an opener. Bad. So didn't have a great IPL. I know that Phil Salt has been an afterthought, but I have a feeling that if Jason was there, he would have started.
I actually don't think so, because then your wicket keeping options were terrible. Your only other wicket keeping option
KS
without
Bharat.
Gurbaz is KS Bharat. And good luck trying to fit him into any 11.
No. He did decently
really feel at
okay.
times.
His one big IPL accomplishment was against Avesh Khan, who, let's be fair, gets stomped by all and sundry. So again, that's what I'm saying. Actually, I think Salt was a good backup because now you have some direct competition for Gurbaz. That being said, I don't think he starts, not to begin with. I think they'll give Gurbaz 3-4 games, then maybe go with Salt.
Are you saying that because they retained him?
Yes.
That's why?
Yes.
I would be tempted to go with Salt. So my pick is Salt, but I'm outvoted.
Salt last year was again.
Ask the DC fans.
Exactly. Yes, he gave you some promise at times.
So Gurbaz was even worse.
Again, start of the season, I'm not too sure if you're looking at a change up top.
Okay, I wanted Salt, but I'm outvoted.
But
Am I
again,
outvoted?
even in my sheet, even in my 11, I have a slash in front of Gurbaz in case he falls short.
No, but slash 3 now.
So
right now,
starting with
Right now, Gurbaz. I think
you're going with Gurbaz.
Starting.
You're going with
same,
Gurbaz.
same.
I'm going with Salt, so I'm outvoted. So Gurbaz.
It's a close call. Let's put it like
Yeah, but you have to pick
51-49.
one.
Yeah, for now it's Gurbaz.
For starters, Gurbaz.
Plus, I mean, let's be fair. We know KKR, if they have 2 bad results, will panic and change the entire 11 anyway. So
He knows his team.
I know.
You
I
can't
know his
argue.
assumption.
You can't argue.
See,
For that
3-4.
reason, in fact, I see a little bit of a problem as far as openers are concerned because Venkatesh Iyer's form also is a matter of concern. You don't know.
Correct.
Yes, he gave you all those runs which happened only in the second of the season. 2 years back when the IPL got
He was
shifted.
okay last year. Also, he had a couple of good knocks. Got 100 against MI. Also had one knock. I think it was a quickfire 80, which people tend to forget because it happened in the same match where Rinku Singh hit Yash Dayal for 5 sixes. That was quick fire. He was striking at about 150 over there. But again, I know his recent form, domestic-wise, hasn't been great.
Yeah, even SMAT numbers good
Way down.
20-30 places down as far as run getters are concerned. So
That's interesting. So not great SMAT as well.
not great
Not
SMAT
great.
at all.
But he barely played. You think he
So
played 5
imagine
matches.
6 matches he played.
Yeah.
Okay, so
6
imagine
matches.
you actually, I mean, while there's been hardly any debate in terms of the openers, a slight debate at that, but the fact that both are out of form
It's a bad
doesn't really
sign.
augur.
That's what they've
Doesn't
got.
augur.
That's what they've got.
Yeah. They've got what
While when you look at KKR, the good thing with them is you think, given all the purchases that they made at the auction, I think they were one of the better teams at the auction. A team, let's say, that did much better than an RCB or a DC, I can say at least. And they've got
they
most.
spent about 31 odd crores.
Of which 20 was a mid-start.
Mid-start.
Yeah.
25 actually nearly.
But At the fag end, I remember they were the most busy as
Because
well.
they needed to fill slots.
Fill slots, and yes, then they got some
Phil
bargains.
Salt, you said? Phil
Fill
Salt.
slots. Close enough. But they did actually see, if you're talking about bargains,
They were good
Rutherford,
bargains.
base price. Mujibur Rahman,
Lockie
base price.
Ferguson.
Lockie Ferguson's gone to RCB, my friend.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Lockie Ferguson
Harshit's there, Harshit.
As always.
has gone over
It's
there.
never a dugout without that happening.
But
That was more done a move.
Mohit. Achha, he's done a Mohit.
but you know there were some good purchases. Sherfane, Rutherford,
You
Mujib.
got Gus Atkinson on base price.
Base price,
but
but he's not
unfortunately
there.
he pulled out. But again, the replacement you have is not terrible.
Chamira.
Dushmantha Chamira has had a pretty decent time in T20Is for Sri Lanka. So you do have, at least that's one thing I'll give KKR credit on. They have good backups.
Base is covered. Yes, there are good backups. That is one thing you'll have.
We'll
to
get
give
to
this
that. We'll get to that. Yes, Shivam.
Now Gigi is back. Is there any chances to Narine as an opener?
No.
Okay, Shivam
happen,
makes a
though.
good point, our producer. He's saying that now that you've got Gautam Gambhir back, will you push Narine as an opener? But you know, even when Gigi had left, he was still being played. So it's not just Gigi who had Narine as an opener. There were other people also who would play him. But I mean, you never, it's not a bad option considering your openers are not in form.
Yeah,
but I
why
don't
go
think
for
they'll
it now?
start like that.
Yeah.
He was
Be-
a beast.
I
He is a
remember
beast, I
RCB, Samuel Badri, lest
Yeah.
we forget. But to add to Shivam's point, Narine as an opener started in the BBL well before he did it with KKR.
Yep.
So he did it in the BBL, he did it in the BPL. There he's opened a lot, but I think you're not going to go with that to begin with. You're going to play playing him predominantly as a bowler who will
That
give you some
reminds me,
runs.
BPL, you know, like, huh? Yeah, below poverty line. Exactly. BPL for us has always been that.
or the electronics company.
Yeah. Oh, the TV company.
Yeah.
What, they've been revived, you know that? So it had gone out of
Yeah, I
business.
remember.
They've
Have
now
they-
come back. Guess who's bought it?
Recrescent or something.
No. Who's bought it to revive it? Just as like in motorbikes, Mahindra bought Java,
Yeah.
revived it. So BPL and a few other brands, I think Oneida or maybe some other like these old Indian electronic brands that were almost dying with the entrance of South Korean and Japanese and all of that. So Reliance has
Oh,
bought them and they're trying to push them in tier 2, tier 3 cities.
interesting.
BPL. Good. Anyway,
Back
you know,
to-
but you know which BPL we are talking about.
Bangladesh
No
Premier League.
disrespect, just that BPL for us was always below poverty line.
Or the electronics.
Which can be the Bangladesh
No,
Premier
first-
League from an IPL perspective.
It is BPL that we're talking about, which is the Bangladesh Premier League.
But it can be.
Let's not be disrespectful to
I
anything
disassociate myself with any comments that Harshit has
Harshit
made
has made.
with regards to that.
It's his personal
completely
opinion.
The platform Sports Today disassociates itself from any comment that may have been made 20 seconds ago.
No, shall not be held liable for personal opinions.
Yes.
Legal language.
Yes. Just to make
We're
it
talking like political parties now.
Just to make it clear. Okay, no more debates coming up for the next 4-5 slots. I am 100%
definitely not.
sure.
Definitely not.
Okay, number 3, you got to be quick now.
Rana Iyer.
Shivam, you just have to go. So Shreyas Iyer at number 3. He will
Rana
go
at
at
four.
Rana
number
at
3.
four.
I
It
believe.
depends on right, left. So if Venkatesh Iyer gets out, then they'll probably send Rana.
Yeah.
So Iyer and Rana 3-4
3-4
are fairly
interchangeable.
sorted.
Interchangeable.
But interchangeable, you're right in that. regard.
Completely agree. So Shreyas Iyer, you have to be quick, Shivam now.
Rana.
Shreyas Iyer and Nitish Rana.
Put N Rana by the way, because there's another Rana in the team. So
Yeah, so you've got that. At 5, no brainer. The superstar.
Rinku Singh.
The superstar of not just KKR but of Indian cricket at the moment,
Oh, yeah.
especially in the T20 format. Rinku Singh, again 6 no-brainer. May not have had a great time. It's Andre Russell.
Yes.
Has to be there. I know again been struggling in the IPL for the last few seasons.
But reputation, you have to keep him there. You have
Agreed.
to.
Agreed.
See again, you're talking about backups. If he doesn't do well first few games, you really want to take that step. You have a Shafir Rutherford.
Rutherford.
Yes, I know.
Also, Ramandeep Singh.
I would want to start Raman.
He idealizes interestingly no one else.
You're
but
starting
Russell.
him ahead of Russell.
No, below him. Because otherwise your batting is thin.
Ah,
Because if your number 7 is Narayan, then your batting is thin.
yeah.
I mean, if you're batting till 7 with Narine at 7, your batting is thin.
But
also, one keep. No,
you
wait.
got Narine to follow.
Arey Baba, Narine. When was the last time he had a good time with the bat in the IPL?
But then you won't you bowling run thin then if you starting with him? Are you trusting him with all 4 overs?
Wait.
Yes, he can bowl.
Who, Ramandeep?
Yes.
No, you have enough
That's what-
bowling. Wait, you have enough bowling. See, if you put Ramandeep at 7, he is an all-rounder. He'll give you a couple of overs.
Yes.
Do you know who filled that role last year? Shardul Thakur, who's no longer there. So you need a Ramandeep.
Good point.
Also, Ramandeep with the bat in T20s, his T20 career.
No, so who are you putting
he's got-
Ramandeep for?
I'll tell you who is coming in. I'm dropping one bowler, one pacer.
So let's
You're
now. Okay, one
anyway-
second. Since you're now in minority, like I was earlier, let's go with the majority 11 first,
Yeah,
and then
let's-
you tell us what your changes are.
fair.
Okay, let's put the majority in
Yeah.
what Harshit and me. I'm guessing we've gone conventional,
Narine.
so we're just putting it. So Narine comes in at
Yeah,
number
Narine
7.
has to come in.
Also,
Stark has to come
since
in.
we earlier touched upon
Yes.
how good their backups are, if Narine let's say is out of form, you got a Mujib.
We'll get to those replacements.
Yeah.
Let's just put our
Narine, Stark.
At number 8 is Stark. So that
is
is
Stark.
your 4 foreigners done.
Done.
Okay. So Gurbaz, Russell, Narine and Stark done.
And just one pacer now in
Yeah.
Stark.
But you'll have more coming in.
Yeah.
But
But again, this is where I feel, and this is where maybe our interpretations are different. Let's say, I think again, you're going to be the team that they've assembled, KKR, and the kind of pitches we know. You mentioned about Gambhir. The one thing he had go his way back then was negotiating with the board and ensuring that the pitches are to the liking of the team. It suits the team, and look at what is the strength of this team. If you ask me, it's their spin bowling, which is where.
no, but I agree. It used to be earlier. Now their
right
fast
now,
bowling is good too.
But you got Shreyas, you've got Varun Chakravarti.
I agree.
You got a Narine.
but you now see, make your 11. That's what I'm
Yeah.
trying to tell you, and then you look at the backup.
Yeah.
So we'll get to the pitches.
So let's let's select the players who we know are starting, right? So Stark is there.
Yes.
There has to be, I think, Varun Chakravarti.
Yeah.
Can't
So
not pick
put him
him.
at 11. Put him at 11.
Put him at 11.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going by batting order. I've gone with 2 now because you can only play Indian, so I've gone with 2 more fast bowlers.
I can guess who they are.
Yeah, go ahead.
Harshit
Yes,
and Weber.
Weber,
yes,
Arora.
that's true. So Harshit, I have gone Rana
And
and Weber Arora.
Weber
That's is that the 11 that you picked? So
Yes.
majority. I mean,
Yes.
we're going with the majority pick. So this is the 11.
Can I
that
just
we-
make my case though? I know I'm outvoted,
And-
but I'll
and-
make my case anyway.
And Shreyas, needless to say, as you saw last year, is going to be your impact sub.
Yeah. So let's do the no.
When-
Before we go to the subs, he needs to make his case
Yeah.
for the
So
11.
why I was okay, let's say dropping one of the pacers, very simple is that 7-8 Narine Stark is real dicey. It basically means your pure batting ends at 6.
6.
Okay.
But now because of the super sub, your batting can be.
Yeah, I think then in this case, Ramandeep would be an impact sub. You can bring him in as a lower tonker, which is what he does, strike rate of 155.
Yeah, you
But
could
what
do
about
that.
Shreyas then?
Suyash is an impact sub. He's not starting. Varun will be
Yeah.
your second spinner.
So what I had done was exactly my super sub. If I'm batting first, hypothetically, okay, the team is batting, then I need a batter. So then I'm going with Ramandeep or a Manish Pandey or
Yes,
whatever you
yes.
decide, right? So you're batting first. So you see the super sub there on our list.
Yeah.
Just keep the screen of the team only, Shivam. Please keep this on while you are typing. Also, let it be there. Cut to this on screen.
Not the full squad, what you're typing.
Yeah. Cut that. Yeah. So our super subs in batting are going to be Ramandeep
And Manish Pandey.
and Manish Pandey, depending on what.
Yeah.
And see why I'm saying Manish Pandey. I know has not been in good form and all of that, but Gambhir is back. He is one of those core members of the Gambhir team. It is a reason they've got him for, and could play a different sort of a role for the team if need be.
I actually didn't go with Manish earlier because I was curious. Let's see, maybe if the team decide to go young and trust Raghuvanshi.
Correct. Another option you could put Raghuvanshi also there.
Because actually those are your only Indian batting
Yeah.
options. You don't have anything
Yeah.
else, right?
Yes.
Raghuvanshi.
No, you have a Bharat as a pure batter.
Plus also if you want someone who can fill in for the batting, there's also Anukul, right?
Yes, but he's more of an all-rounder.
But yes.
You need his left arm
Raghuvanshi,
spin.
you'll have to fit in the top 3. Nowhere.
Yeah, I'm saying Raghuvanshi ideally is a backup to someone like an Iyer.
Iyer,
An Indian
exactly.
batter, left-hander who can open.
Exactly.
Yeah. So these are our super subs if you're batting first. Super subs if they were to bowl, I was going with either a Sakaria if you need pace
Yes,
bowling
or Suyash.
or Suyash if you need spin bowling.
Those are your two.
depending on the condition, what you want to do. The good thing with that 11 is that you are balanced out in both spin as well as fast bowling. Just to let you know, you've got a Varun Chakravarti, you've got a Narine and a Nitish Rana.
All who can bowl.
All spinners. So 3 spinners there in the 11 only. I'm not looking at the super sub. Similarly, for fast bowling, you got Harshit, Vaibhav, Stark and a Russell.
Iyer. Venkatesh.
And a Venkatesh.
If he bowls a couple of overs.
So most likely your super sub in bowling could be a spinner if you need the 4th spinning option. And we're not looking at Nitish Rana to bowl so much. And then you only got Varun Chakravarti as well and Narine. You bring in a Shreyas, for example. So this looks like a very balanced team. So when you're batting first, for example, and you do bring in a Ramandeep, then your batting is, let's say, till 7, Narine at 8, Stark at 9. Not bad.
Yeah,
not
Stark
bad.
can
Harshit Rana also.
He did get a domestic
Yes,
century.
that's what I'm saying. So Harshit Rana may be ahead of a Stark. So your batting isn't that bad then. So this is the option that seems like an 11. But yeah, what was your point?
My point was that, see, you dropped out a Shardul, right? Shardul went into the auction pool and he started a lot of games last year. A lot of games.
Yeah.
So, of course, he started a lot of games as a all-rounder. He would bowl, bat, everything. And that's why I thought maybe if you had to directly replace him, a Ramandeep wouldn't be the worst option. Gives you both on the bat.
Ramandeep comes
I
in.
would have brought him in for, no? Who?
Then?
No, I would drop one of your pacers. So either a Harshit or a Vaibhav, and I had probably Harshit and Mayseem gone with a Harshit. You know why? Vaibhav you need with the new ball.
So Harshit Rana would have been out
Yeah.
and you would have played a Ramandeep.
Correct. But I am outvoted and I actually like the look of this 11. Good. Especially because I remember how well in the latter part of last year Harshit and Vaibhav looked as a duo.
Exactly.
Young guys, both of them
And he
with
can
fire.
crank it up.
Harshit was, I remember some hit the deck balls which were like 147, 148.
Unlike the Harshit we have here.
he cranks
I still took 8 wickets in 2 matches.
it up for 2 games, then injured for the rest 3.
Ended enough, let's say, in 2 matches to be what? Purple cap winner.
Purple.
Were you a purple guy?
Yes.
He was purple Harshit Patel. Purple Patel.
2 matches.
Different. Standard is very different.
Whatever. Limited opportunity, you make the most of it.
But yeah, this is, I think, it's settled. This is pretty much where you'd go with the 11. And actually, if we're talking about and we were debating strengths, KKR's replacement levels are good. I like what they've done in that regard because there's a backup to every foreign player and even for most of the Indian players. Maybe a couple who they're not options for.
Okay, looking at the strengths and weaknesses, I'll tell you, I'll just jot down a few strengths that I see of this team. One, they've got a stable core. So that's one good thing, that they've not made too many changes. They've kept the core that they had, from previous season. That's one. The second strength that I see with this team, Gambhir coming back. I think it will make a major difference. Something that Shane pointed out earlier in our discussion was that, they'll change their 11 completely. They've been doing that, but I guess with a Gambhir coming back, maybe have more of a longer rope for their players and not panic so fast. I would assume they would do that. So that's the other good thing. And I think the third strength that I'm going to jot down for this team is the Shreyas Iyer, not just as a batter, but Shreyas Iyer, the captain, coming back. I know that Nitish Rana did not do a bad job of being a captain, but I think Shreyas Iyer was tactically sharper as a captain previously. Him coming back, I think there is a captaincy streak in him generally in terms of, so he'll make for a good captain. I think him coming back, these 3 seem to be the strength for me. The weakness, of course, as I mentioned earlier, injury prone squad.
For me, the biggest weakness is that it's a mix of 2 things or 3 things rather. One, a lot of the squad is on promise, totally on promise, in the sense that, okay, a Vaibhav excites you, a Harshit Rana excites you, a Shreyas excites you, even if you're going by bench strength, a Sakaria excites you. But again, they're all potential. I know he was terrible for DC, but come on.
Yeah.
But
left arm
again,
pacer.
yeah, left arm again, the sticky wickets, maybe the surface that you get at the Edens. This team gives me a lot of promise playing at home. And I'd like to believe that's when you're going to see maybe at times all 4 spinners play at the same time.
Possible.
That is something that could happen. You were expecting it to happen last year as well, and it did happen quite a few times.
The other thing which I feel is a bit of a weakness, and I'm saying this as a pure fan, is that your experienced players really need to step up. You need a Russell to step up. You need a Narine to step up. For the amount of money we spent in him, dear God, we need a Stark to step up.
Unlike most teams, that give more promise with the bat than with the ball, and there's multiple teams I can name right now. I think it's the top 4 that don't give me, again, with Shreyas also, T20 format, I don't know. what to expect from him right now. Venkatesh Iyer, we just spoke of Gurbaz as well. So for once, the bowling looks better to
sorted.
me than the batting right now for KKR.
Exactly. The batting is all there. It's good on paper. But form of all four of the top four has been iffy at times. So you really need them to step up too. Which
Okay.
then brings us to
But
the main
on paper, good team.
On paper, very good team.
So-
and very settled.
The question that we ask, it can be three options. Is it a title-winning team? Option A. Is it a top 4 team? Option B. It's not a top 4 team.
No.
Option C.
No, sadly, I don't see it. Unless they majorly overperform.
Not a top 4 team.
Not a top 4 team. I think at best, see, what I like is that they've built a team from last year and generally stuck with it. But a lot of these guys, as I said, are younger. You're going to need to give them a couple of seasons to get into the groove. You don't have a good death bowler aside from Stark. Your other death bowler is Russell, who'll either take 4 wickets or get hit for 40 runs. So, again, you're grooming someone like a Harshit potentially to be a death bowler. It's not easy getting death bowlers. You've had to take the option of kind of grooming younger talent. Maybe there'll be Rinku Singhs in the future. But in
And
the
you
future-
need Rinku Singh to perform at the powers that he did last year as
Oh
well.
yeah, 110%.
It doesn't come very easily. the
Your
next season.
answer.
No, I don't think they're making the cut. Maybe again 5-6 kind of a finish for them. They don't look no hopers to me, but middling sort of a season maybe.
Okay. I mean, usually, first point, are they title contenders? No. That's a definite no from me for now. Are they a top 4 team? It's tough to say because we haven't had a look at all teams. We've seen a few teams, it's very tough. But are they looking as a Chennai Super King, which definitely is a title contender to me? No, they're not even close. But are they a top 4 team? I'll wait to look at other teams and then have a definite answer. But as of now, on the face of it, don't seem to be the team that will make. In fact, I mean, out of the few teams that we've done, I think it's probably one of the weaker ones
Correct.
that we've had. So, yeah, as of now, not a top 4 team, but a definite answer. Obviously, when we do all team analysis together, because then you can do comparison. Right now, we're just focusing on Kolkata, not now. So that I think we're unanimous on. Yes, Shivam.
They are not title contender, but they are top 14 team.
Shivam, our producer, says not title contender for sure, but a top 4 team for him. Okay.
I mean, see, to be fair to him also, they've missed out on top 4 in 22 and 23 by a whisker more often than not. You went into your last game knowing that if you get a win, funny stuff could still happen. Incidentally, both of those last games were against his team, Lucknow Super Giants.
Okay, you let us know what you think of this particular team.
A free catch, huh? Once denied by a
Evan
free
Lewis.
catch.
Oh god.
Naveen will miss.
Naveen will miss Gigi.
Oh, he will. He definitely will.
Good point. Okay, you guys let us know what you think of this team, Kolkata team. And look forward to your company as we build up to IPL 2024. It's going to be a long season and we'll have you for company. Take care. Bye-bye. Vadakkam, Nandri,
Shubhratri.
Shabba Khair.
Eat your vegetables.
Don't trouble your mother.
I think in